Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and today me and Susan will be discussing a 1989 movie from a sci-fi franchise.
Mhm.
Uh, this installment is number 5. Um, we're talking, of course, Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier. Um, what directed by the captain himself this time, William Shatner,
Yep.
and many fans are not enamored with this one.
Nope.
Um, I don't know why. It's one of my guilty pleasures. This one, um, but I can understand why, because it's not action filled. It's not as shall we say, the story wise is not like Wrath of Khan or Voyage Home. So, but we will see what Susan has to say about this when we take a trip to Sha Ka Ree. So over to Susan for
So yeah, I really love this movie too, but I do think it is a bit of a send up of a few of the other strong movies in the system. It's a bit like A New Hope. Star Wars: A New Hope. It starts out on a desert planet with a guy digging holes for moisture and trying to capture things, and then he's whisked away to a bar where things go completely sideways, and then somebody who's like really powerful and part of the other alien species that's like in it is there, and um, bit of emotional healing takes place, some soul space healing, some coverage of painful wounds is healing, like very much like A New Hope. It's got it's got a lot of things that are uh, genuinely tropes of science fiction, and uh, some back and forthing that's a bit like it's a bit like a what do you want to call it, a comic relief.
Yeah.
There are one liners, drop lines that are just comic relief. They're just there for pure silliness. And yes, they all come from somewhere. He tries to set them up in advance so that there is a lot of forethought put into it, but does turn out to be just a little bit on the silly side. And so I like it a lot. I love the fact that Lieutenant Uhura gets so much, or Commander Uhura gets so much power and so much control, and is actually powerful enough to take off her clothes in this movie.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but you see, there's another aspect of this that is the fact that they redubbed her voice over. They have not let her sing in anything, not in the original series and not in this. And that's just lousy because the woman can sing so well. But she doesn't have a white girl voice like the singer in this. She's got a very organic Chicago rich African American singing voice, and they never showcase that. It makes me mad because Nichelle Nichols, right now she has so much dementia. It isn't even funny, and so you know, we her fans are like, why didn't they let her sing in one of them? In one thing, they could have let her sing in one thing. Anyway, so there was that, and then like the other thing that's really annoying about this is that, and about every franchise and every single thing comes up with Spock and another sibling. Spock's got now he's got uh Michael, he's got Cybok, he's got that sister in the original series. He's just got, he's got so many siblings, and they're all, sons of Sarek or adopted children of Sarek. It's like Sarek is just picking up women, or picking up
Sarek got about a bit, didn't he?
He did. He totally did. Or he's picking up strays. He's just like a little, one of those, those people of great compassion, great emotions, a good soul, who go around picking up feral kittens and feral dogs and bringing them home. He did that with Michael Burnham, and so he brought her home. And so Spock has got a lot of siblings, and there's a lot of people who play Spock now. So it just, who knows? Sarek and Spock are just icons. They're thrilling icons of this franchise, and I love who they are. And so Cybok had to fit in there somewhere, and I struggle, but I allow him to fit in there somewhere, just somewhere, And the fact that he goes against all the logic and stuff, and he still claims to be a son of Sarek, is just a little out there. Anyway, so yeah, let's see. I talked about that. And let's also see, like, why isn't the Energizer Bunny, the Enterpriser Bunny, fixed? Why is it still in pieces? I mean, it's a brand new ship, for crying out loud. They brought it back from their little jaunt, and then they came back after they came home in the Klingon ship, and then there it was sitting there in space dock. Oh, you go over the top of the Excelsior and look, over the top, and you look down, and there's the Enterprise, a new Enterprise, because they blew up the last one. So this one, I mean, then they went out, and they went out on a little excursion. Then they come back, and it's all in pieces. It was better when they went out before. I mean, I just,
well,
its continuity is a little.
Do we really know? Do we really know when this took place? Because this Enterprise could be in for another refurbishment.
So you think that like there's more stories between Star Trek 3 or Star Trek 4, excuse me, and Star Trek 5?
Yeah.
But I would agree with you if they'd used a different shot, but they used the exact same shot of coming up over the Excelsior and looking down, and there she is. They did that twice. I mean, once at the end of 4 and once at the beginning of 5. I don't freaking know. Anyway, and let's see, the other thing that was, it was, I mean, if you're going to go to Sha Ka Ree or Eden or something, you'd expect that the planet would be a lot more, super brilliant colors, bright green things, like the thing in the Genesis cave.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of rocks. It's just another, you go out into the rocks again. You're running around in the rocks again. That's all. But
that, you see, there again, they didn't know what Sha Ka Ree would be like, because nobody's ever been to Sha Ka Ree.
Yeah, I know, but you think of it. You think of Eden, you think of Sha Ka Ree, you think of all these places.
Well, that's what Sarbok's vision was, because he was looking for God, wasn't he? He was looking for, some supreme being. He was visioning like Eden, but as it turns out, Sha Ka Ree is not Eden or heaven or whatever. It's a prison
For that one guy.
For that life force.
Yeah.
So why would you make a prison look like Eden? You
wouldn't.
Yeah.
You're right.
But yeah. Anyway, back to you. Anyway, that was my little
Yeah, go ahead.
Counter reaction to what you were saying there.
Yeah, and I do like things that are written by William Shatner. I like the Tech War series. I like some of his personal writings that he's done, especially science fiction writings. He's a good science fiction writer. It's just that he relied on too many tropes, and he really kind of played down some intimate relationships that had been built up, especially through the first four new movies. I mean, like there were more inroads with Sulu and Chekhov. I mean, there were touchstones that they had built up on in these four other movies, and that he kind of just was like, oh, new thing. And so I guess
I know there was several rewrites because several of the
I didn't know that.
Several of the actors weren't happy how the characters was written.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know, Nimoy might have said Spock would never do that. So rewrite or
Chekhov or Sulu.
So I think there was several rewrites before, what we got at the end. So
yeah. So I was I enjoyed it. I saw it in the theater. And then I bought the DVD. I mean, I do watch it fairly often, but yeah, it's just like this thing is and it's had a lot of abuse. You can see it's kind of a little beat up on.
It's understandable that the fandom does diss on this, and it's understandable it's not one of the fans' favorite ones, but it's still an enjoyable movie. I can think of a lot worse Star Trek movies. what followed? Some of the next gen movies aren't really up to much compared to the earlier ones.
Oh, I see. Well, we haven't gotten that far yet, but let me find out what you think.
We haven't got to Insurrection yet.
No, we haven't. And the gift that Sybok has, that spiritual gift, is kind of awkward to me. I mean, he's a Vulcan who is able to empathically change, do inner healing, soul healing. I mean, I don't know what that. I don't know how somebody who's very Vulcan, learns to do this sort of emotional stuff.
It's a new thing every day.
It's just a challenge for me to really.
That was their take on TV evangelists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how they're in it. It was their sort of take on, because they were quite big at the time in the 80s, and TV evangelists, and that's what let me heal you, take me pain away. That's the sort of thing they were trying to get across.
Oh, all right. Well, and since Lee, you sound really boned up on this. Please tell me what are your opening thoughts?
Well, it's for me. As I said in the intro, it's not action packed like some of the movies that went before. It's not Cat. It's not Wrath of Khan. It's not Voyage Home. It's a subtle story. It's not. It's just a linear story. And I agree with what you said. There's a lot of things in this what has been taken from, as you say, New Hope or some other movies, but also it's taken from previous Star Trek movies as well. You have the barrier, the Great Barrier. Always reminds me of the Star Trek, the motion picture, with all the barriers and going through that. And I'll tell you something. There's somebody at the door. Do you know who it is, Susan?
your cat. It's Patty. Yeah. So the place that it has in fandom is of that's the one that they don't want to talk about much, and I can dig it a little bit, but I do talk about this, hence I'm on a podcast about it. But yeah, as a Trekkie, long-term Trekkie, like this was full of stuff that made me, you know, it just was too easy to like compare it to A New Hope, and to and the fact that it also had you know, Melanie Shatner in it, and you know, it was written to bring in people that William Shatner wanted to work with, people like Lawrence Luckinbill. He really, really, really wanted him to work with him before he passed, you know, went away. And so he wrote it, and he asked him, and
do you know why he asked him?
Why?
Because Sean Connery couldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Because originally the film company wanted Sean Connery to play Cyborg, but he was too busy filming Indiana Jones.
Oh, okay.
So the next one, it was Shatner rang Lawrence Luckinbill up.
Yeah, well, I knew that he wanted to work with Lawrence Luckinbill, and I knew that he wanted to work with his daughter.
Yeah. Luckily, it's if Connery was free, he would never that phone call would have never happened.
Right.
They did do a little nod to Sean Connery though in the movie. Sha Ka Ree. Sean Connery, Sha Ka Ree.
Oh, a lot of letters fell away, but it was basically Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, Sha Ka Ree.
Oh my God. I didn't even think, because I didn't know about the Sean Connery thing. I guess I didn't even. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh wow.
And people who never knew that are now picturing Sean Connery with Vulcan ears.
Yep, that's true. And it also had David Warner in it. The husband of one of our favorites, Lisa Bowerman. You know, we here on Geeks Assembled are big Lisa Bowerman fans.
I mean, I like David
Warner too.
I think he's a brilliant actor, but I thought he was totally wasted in this movie.
A bit, yeah.
He
did better as the Klingon later on.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh my gosh, what is this? Sassing David Warner? Come on, Lee.
Well, as far as I know, he accepted the role under the the promise that his character would survive at the end, at the movie. He wouldn't be killed in the movie, which he wasn't. But he didn't really have much to do.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, he had a few lines in the bar or whatever, and then when
you almost said cantina. See, you agree with me. You agree with me. And then to bring in the thing from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the triple-breasted Catwoman.
Yes.
I mean, and then that is right out of. I mean, it wasn't totally meant to be a serious movie, obviously, because of that. Just that one thing, it brings it into the world of zany Douglas Adams stuff. I mean, for crying out loud, anyway.
Yeah, I have to say, I think David Warner should have had a bit more to do, but it's too late to change things now. But for me, it was good to see the three amigos, Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, enjoying themselves, having a little break, having campfire songs and climbing mountains.
Yeah, it was kind of like the the boys weekend in camping. Yeah.
Yes, you never used to see that. It was always, capture on the bridge and on to the next mission and
Yeah.
saving the world. But this time they were just taking it easy.
They were trying to rest. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
At least until Uhura drives the shuttle down and almost,
yeah,
almost hits them in the trees. Oh my gosh.
yeah. And for me as well,
Oh,
the
there
rev-
was a good ecological thing that was said at the very end of that campfire scene.
what was that?
Oh, all right, boys, pack out your trash. I mean, in America, we're trying not to end up with the same kind of existential reality as like Eastern Europe, which is, people just throw their garbage anywhere and it builds up in the woods.
Yeah, we've got that problem over here as well.
Yeah, so Western Europe too, but
Yeah.
like that, there's a whole arm of REI and Outward Bound and YMCA and YWCA and the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and the camping jamborees and those things that are all about like teaching people how to go out into nature, do it, do whatever you want there, but always like leave no trace, leave no tracks. And so I mean, like there's that whole thing, and that was incredibly influential in my life personally, as someone who's been out on one of those excursions. That when I hear Captain Kirk saying, "All right, men, pack out your trash," I'm just like, "Yep, there it is. They're not gonna trash the world." Ugh.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I'm sure most of these sort of stories have messages.
This one's got a few.
Oh yeah. I mean, the last one was about saving the whale, of course. But for me, the portrayal of, well, we'll say God, the portrayal of the God thought life form at the end, where it chose a face. Was this one okay for you, sort of thing? I thought the portrayal of that,
It was Cybok.
was quite good. Was quite good, and just the face, and then all of a sudden it started to lose control because it was being questioned.
Yeah.
Why does God need a starship? Why does God need a starship? So
That's good.
as soon as that, you thought, yep, something's fishy here, something's not right. So,
and why wouldn't God know who each person was, and all these other things, these metaphysical questions and these ontological questions, like is God really able to manifest all this power but unable to move through the universe?
yeah,
Is God a power-hungry madman who is willing to injure others in order to achieve big results?
yeah.
And is there a place that God resides in the physical realm?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an ontological discussion. And then there's the spiritual thing. Why would God be all alone?
Yeah, I mean, if this had been, I don't know.
I mean, even in Judaism, God has Abraham by his side.
Yeah.
Abraham walks with the Lord, and Abraham they have the Abrahamic bosom where you go and reside after you pass, and so I mean, God is never alone in modern theology, and so this was really I mean, I don't know, like that would have been a really good, I guess, Shatner was asking his spiritual powerhouse question for the moment, trying to suss out what he really believed about God, because he is a classically trained Jewish guy. So whatever.
Yeah, I think the main thing what this movie suffered from was mostly too many rewrites, too many people getting involved with the writing,
Yeah.
and that's where it suffered, I think. And it could have needed more work done on it, or it could have needed less rewrites. I don't know. We will never know.
Yeah. So what did you think of the henge being built before their very eyes? The henge.
Oh yeah, he was all right. What did you think?
I thought that was really cool. I thought, the Children of the Stones. Here I am, like remembering that 6-part TV series that we watched and reviewed a while ago. That all these people were turned into stones. So that's what I thought. I was like, oh, when I first saw it, I didn't think this, but now that I've watched the other, I was like, oh wow, wouldn't it be interesting if those were like the people that had come to try that he tried to adopt, push out in space, whatever, before. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. I think have we done most of everything now? Do you want to go?
No. What were your favorite moments? I mean, I've talked about.
Well, we just got carried away talking there, don't we?
Yeah, we totally did.
Favorite moments. I did like the where Sabok had done his healing with Uhura, and she was all over Scotty.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that was really romantic, actually. Yeah.
And the scene with McCoy and his healing with his father.
That was something. Really
that was such a bit of a touching scene.
Yeah.
I mean, people say it's only a science fiction movie, but it can touch. It can touch you there.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
So I would say the scene with the god, the life force, when it sort of appears for the first time, and the questioning, I thought it was a brilliant scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wish certain characters had more to do.
Yeah. I liked the when they were in the jail and trying to escape, and then another thing that another part of the throwaway line that I know the ship like the back of my hand, and then he hits it would like that was a nod to A New Hope, because the stormtrooper in coming into question 3PO and R2 hits his head on the ceiling. and then be one with the Rock, Jim, as he's climbing Mount Capitan. And that was also, he was trying to climb his own captaincy, He's done a lot, but he's trying to climb his own captaincy. And then there was the one where he was in the on horseback, and he shoots back to Spock. Spock, be one with the horse. And I mean, like, it was that be one with.
I
And
mean, also when he was falling down the mountain and he stopped there and, hi Bones, I just thought I'd drop in.
drop in, yeah.
See, as you said, little comedy, little things just pour in there.
Yep, that's true.
So any more before we go to final say and score on the final say and score on the final frontier?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good that Chekhov and Sulu were off, doing their own little hike through the mountains. That was cool. And Scotty was rebuilding the Enterprise en route, and Uhura brings him dinner, and it's that space food. You know how you can tell it's space food? Because it's in a little foil pouch. That's how you knew they were in outer space, because their food is in a little foil pouch.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't get that, because you've seen episodes in the TV series and it's little cubes or
and it's little cubes and like I don't know. Maybe they got it out of the Enterprise vending machine. I hate, there's things that you just don't, I don't know. And yeah, so I think that's all I've got.
Well, in that case, then we'll go to final say and score.
Okay.
What would you give it?
I will give this an 8 out of 10. Space meals.
8. Well, I'm going to give it 8 as well. It's an enjoyable movie. Yeah, it's going to be 8 Galileo shuttles out of 10.
The barrier scene.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's got its faults, but I think every Star Trek movie has got its faults. This has got more faults than most, but it's fun. It's a fun movie. It's Star Trek. It's Star Trek. You've got Ken, you've got Spock, you've got Macaulay. What more do you need? So
it's true.
It's true. So that's our little review of Star Trek 5. We will work our way through them all eventually. We seem to be doing one a year.
Oh wow! So we've been doing podcasting for 5 years.
Could be coming up to 6. It could be, yeah.
Or 7.
I don't know. I've lost count.
Yeah,
Time is irrelevant.
Yep. Anyway, so glad that we watched this. I think that they have like this is a good shot from this.
Yeah.
These 3 in Sybok. But you notice that they always put somebody standing between Sybok and Spock, so that they could never show them coming together and being like, real brothers, because
half brothers.
Half brothers.
So you guys out there, let us know what you thought of this movie. If you've seen it, if not, go and watch it. We recommend it.
For sure.
And then come back and then let us know what you thought of the movie. Please leave a comment below. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, of course. Also got a little Instagram going. Leave a comment on any of those social media platforms. If you'd like to join us, all we ask is you be 18 plus. have a laptop, PC, tablet, or a mobile phone with a working camera and microphone.
Yep.
That's all you need. And on the YouTube channel, if you please subscribe to us, remember to press the bell notification button, like ding, and you'll get a notification every time we put up a new video. And I think that's everything.
Yep.
All the info. Yeah. So
Live long and prosper.
I can't do that.
Okay.
I can't look. It just looks like I've got arthritis. I can't do it.
There you go. Well done, you.
Yeah. So, until next time, guys. As Susan says, live long and prosper, and enjoy what you do. Enjoy what you watch. Enjoy our channel.
Yep.
So, bye for now.